take that step to the right, and that would make the right hook so valuable.
Every
Sebastian Fundora steps up to take down Too Soon, but the champ has other ideas. Plus, Rolly Romero never minces words, but Pitbull Cruz is ready to silence the trash talker. It's a night full of world title fights, live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video.
Listen up. When we own the inside hammer, we gotta be the first to go to the body. Short hooks and overhand lefts to the head. All right? You gotta be tight with your hands up. Then you need. Yeah. Intelligent, nice and intelligent. Okay, watch it now.
Round number 9, Abner, you've been in pitched battles. Where does it take you emotionally and physically to be in fights like this?
I mean, it's just the head change, really. In the moment, it's really just your willingness, your heart wanting to win. I've been in a position where I've been knocked down, cut, taking a point from me with the other Argentinian fight, and I just kept coming. I'd say to myself, I'm not going to lose this fight, and I made that fight. I won that fight.
There's that overhand left from Lubin.
From the side, yeah.
You can't do better corner work than Cunningham's doing. He's telling him some things that are helping keep him in this fight.
Double left uppercut on the inside by Fundora, but Lubin continues to target the head successfully.
And Fundora had a great round 8.
Yeah, Erickson Lubin's face is taken an absolute pounding, his eyes swelling, and yet continues to march forward, goes to the body. Under 1 minute has gone here in the 9th.
And the interesting thing about this fight is that when Fundora went down, the next round he came back like if nothing happened. The same Fundora moving forward, not showing signs of being hurt.
Remember, only the referee can stop the fight. Under a minute and a half left here in the 9th, and
Lubin is trying to hold on the inside. Russell Moore, I think, doing the right thing, letting them fight through it because Fundora's still punching.
Lubin just took like 3 consecutive uppercuts.
This has been another very good round for Fundora.
Yes.
And the volume for Lubin, and it speaks to his fatigue. He's only thrown 18 punches in this round. That's, obviously not a good thing for him.
final minute of the 9th. And Erickson Lubin holding on, trying to somehow mute this barrage by Sebastian Fundora.
And Fundora will not let him grab him enough for Mara to stop the action. That's great work by Fundora.
Left hook to the body by Fundora, but the face of Erickson Lubin says it all. You have to wonder, despite his guts, despite the amount of heart he has, Abner, he is taking a beating courtesy of Sebastian Fundora.
But the thing is that he was taking a beating like that, and he was able to hurt Fundora. So I mean, that's when it becomes difficult for your coach or even yourself to stop the fight. There it is.
Both of them have been down in what has been a brutal battle. A savage scrap. Your main event here tonight. And there you go, Kevin.
Kevin Cunningham stopping the fight, got hit with some ice, and that caused some concern there. But for this man, Fundora, what a remarkable win.
Tasting adversity for the first time, going down for the first time in history. Let's listen here. So the fight has been stopped. Sebastian.
Oh man, I almost forgot y'all was there. What it do, E-World? Crisscrossing Wires back with another video, and basically in this video, real quick video, I just want to talk about equipment, well not equipment, tools that will make DIY a lot easier. One of the most important things that I was always told, no matter what you're working on, whether it be e-bikes, cars, airplanes, whatever it is, having the right tool for the job is always important. A job can be so much harder than it has to be if you do not have the right tool.
Bitterly disappointing for all of them in the Lublin car. There's where some ice came in. Where that came from, I don't know. Maybe someone was distressed and they stopped the fight. Whatever the case, it was inappropriate.
Heavy gauge wires, components with very thick material mass, is having not only a high power soldering iron, and the power really means nothing because they have soldering irons that look like pistols that have a trigger that instantly when you squeeze the trigger is 300 watts, 250 watts. However, those soldering irons aren't worth a damn because the weight of the tips, the elements in those irons are very small and thin. The soldering irons themselves have no mass as far as the weight. The more weight iron has in the tip, you know, like these tips in this iron are thick and solid and heavy. So is the shaft of this iron. It's very thick and heavy. It's not lightweight. So therefore, when it gets hot, it holds the heat. You know, if you have a very thin element, a very thin soldering iron, the heat can be extracted from it really easily. You know, the thicker and heavier that tip is, the more it can hold that heat. And a thin, lightweight iron, like what I spoke of, if you're soldering something thick, it will draw all the heat out of that element so fast that when you go back to solder, it will not be melting the solder properly. The heat is gone from the iron. And you can do some terrible solder work if your iron is not hot enough, okay? So when you're putting on QS8s and stuff like that on heavy gauge wire, it looks a mess. The solder doesn't flow properly. You know, it makes the difference is night and day. So have the right iron. This is a Weller, and it's an 80-watt iron. I can put the link in the description. And like I said, this is so heavy that if I bop you in your head with this, I'll bust your head to the white meat with this iron. All right? That's how heavy it is.
This is the highest that Romero has weighed as a professional. He's had a couple of fights north of 135, but never at this weight. Of course, we've talked about the age factor as well, but it's the reach of Barroso that I think could be significant here tonight if he can land power punches from the outside. Rules for tonight's main event.
Man, I did not know these fights were going to be free. That is a beautiful thing. Normally I gotta pay 60, 70 bucks for these fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Chelsea here inside the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas as Premier Boxing Champions presents the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by TGB Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, and Showtime. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. This bout is sanctioned by the WBA. President Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. Supervisor
man, I
is
messed
Robert
up
Mack, along with
and
the
melted
Nevada
the
State
plastic
Athletic
on
Commission.
my
The chairman
connector
is
just a little
Anthony
bit.
Marnell III, with the executive director Jeff
Right
Mullen.
where that little
Our three
sleeve
judges scoring
goes
is
in
now
there.
from ringside. From Nevada, Tim Cheatham.
Hopefully
From
it will still
Oklahoma,
go in
David
there.
Sutherland. And from New Jersey, Steve Weisfeld.
And yeah, I know y'all see that right there. Man, I'm getting rid of that. I guarantee you I get rid of this right here. I will take a second, maybe 2 seconds off of my quarter mile time. I was nice and slim and trim when I came down here. And that little lady in there feeds the fuck out of me. And now I'm fat, like my grandmother used to say, fat, the water rat.
From the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, on my left, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing yellow trunks with red and blue trim, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of El Tigrito, Venezuela.
Yep, I am gonna have to
139.5 pounds. His record stands at 24 wins, 3 losses and 2 draws.
I have to take that end back off because I melted the plastic around the connector where the little plastic slide snaps in at the bottom. I'm gonna try to snap it in.
Introducing Ismael Barroso.
Oh, this is an old fight right here.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner.
No wonder.
Wearing orange trunks with white trim, fighting out of his home and representing Las Vegas,
I thought this was the
Nevada.
Pitbull Cruise fight. I was about to be happy. I know it's fight day. They just had the fight on that I was just watching. I thought that was a new fight. Maybe it wasn't. Fondor. Thought that Fondor fight was a new fight. He's supposed to be fighting too, but maybe that was an old opponent. Who is Fernando fighting?
Once again, a referee in charge, Tony Weeks, now to give instructions.
Caballeros, ustedes reciben sus instrucciones. Aquí está bien, aquí no. Aquí está bien, aquí no.
Man, I can't believe Rolly fought this old guy right here and damn near lost. But they say that old dude hit hard as shit. Okay. I want to talk some more about having the right tools, man. That's what this video is supposed to be about. And I got some good stuff to recommend to help you in your DIY stuff. Just some little simple stuff that will aid you tremendously. Now, there's a couple things that everyone should have. I mean, just basic stuff if you're going to be working on your bike. Obviously, you need a meter. Unfortunately, I got these 2 cheap-ass meters right now, but they work. I had some really good fluke meters. If you know anything about equipment, electronics, test equipment, Fluke is a brand that makes really high quality voltmeters, amp probes, just about everything you need when you're working on electronics, man. Fluke makes it all. And they're really expensive, but that's because they're the most accurate. A lot of times, inexpensive meters like this, let's say let's say you were checking voltage as a motor was spinning, and you had the let's not say an e-bike motor, let's just say a little DC motor that only has 2 leads on it, hot in the ground, and you were checking the voltage on that motor. Now, because it's a motor, sometimes you get what we refer to as noise, which is basically interference. Now, if you were checking the voltage on that motor without it spinning, it may show you an accurate reading. But as soon as you rev that motor up, the voltage might be sporadic and it may not read accurately due to like I said, what we call noise, the interference that's introduced because of the motor running, and this meter may not show an accurate voltage at that point, whereas the fluke won't be affected by that. Voltages and current not only is measured in, like I said, volts and amps, be it DC or AC, but it is also measured in frequency. Like AC voltage in your house, mostly everything is 60 hertz. So you can have AC voltage that can be on different frequencies. And normally frequencies are filtered out with capacitors and inductors. That's what they do. A lot of that noise can be filtered. Like if you have a 12 volt power supply, say you have a 12 volt power supply and it's unregulated, unfiltered, meaning it doesn't have any output capacitors on it, and you were using that power supply to operate a car stereo. Now, because that power supply is unfiltered and unregulated, when you hook it up to that car stereo and you don't have the volume up, you may get a hum in the speaker. You hear like, you have that output hum because it's not filtered. As soon as you put a capacitor, the right size capacitor, on the output, you will filter out that DC hum, and it'll be clean as it should be with no hum. All right. Now, back in the day, we used to use oscilloscopes. Oscilloscope is a device that can measure current, voltage, AC or DC, waveforms, and all that. Oscilloscope is a tool in which you can actually see voltages in the waveforms, the slopes, the sine waves. AC voltages, it's a sine wave like this. You have peaks from peak to peak, top of the peak, bottom of the peak. DC voltages are right in the middle. It's just a flat line. There's no modulation in DC voltages. It's flat. AC is alternating. So, people don't really use oscilloscopes too much anymore. Actual technicians do. Engineers do, but the average DIY guy isn't using the oscilloscope. I used them a lot in my ham radio days because you needed oscilloscopes, because not only were we making power in watts, which is RF output transmit power, that power had to be on a specific frequency. Because those amplifiers, you have different bandwidths when it comes to transmission. 10 meter, 11 meter, they have all different types of frequencies. And those power outputs have to be at resonant frequency for whatever channel or, whatever frequency bandwidth you're trying to transmit on, okay? You can be off frequency, meaning if you were, let's say if you were on a CB radio channel 22 and you had your amplifier on and you were trying to have all your transmit power on channel 22, if your amplifier was off frequency, when you were on channel 22, you may not get the full power. You know, so your output had to be tuned to be on frequency at resonant frequency. So you could be losing a lot of power just because it wasn't tuned properly. Just like motor tuning, you know, you want, when it comes to these motors, you want maximum power at resonant frequency. So we'll have to do that on another day where I can explain that, because it's going to take a lot to explain that. But that is actual tuning. You know, when we are setting up controllers, adjusting parameters, adjusting DC line amps and phase amps, all that kind of stuff, that is not tuning. That is just adjusting your controller to get the best performance that you can get from setting those parameters. When you tune, you are actually doing a little more than just setting parameters. You're making adjustments for maximum power at a specific frequency and power output. And I mean, a lot goes into that. Those guys, they put the bikes on the dyno. And yes, by seeing how much current is flowing, what frequency the motor is at, what they want to do is they're going to be making adjustments to get maximum RPM at the lowest power output possible. That is, you know, actually tuning your motor. You don't want a lot of wasted power output. Now, when you have your motor tuned properly, that means for every watt of output power, you're getting the best possible performance. Okay, you can, if your motor was not tuned properly, you put it on a dyno, you might max the throttle out for, let's say, 300 DC line amps. You got that throttle maxed. 300 line amps, maybe 600 phase amps, and you're only getting, let's say, a hub motor, 1,000 RPM. Okay? Now, tuning, you're going to tune to try to get that same 1,000 RPM with less DC line amps and less phase amps. That is making it more efficient. Alright, so if you can get that same 1,000 RPM with 150 amps of DC, with 400 phase amps, as you were with 300 DC and 600 phase amps, your motor is in tune. Alright, so now when you take your motor to 300 DC and 600 phase, you should exceed that 1,000 RPM, and you may reach 1,1400 RPM, because now your motor is more efficient. It's tuned to the right frequency. And there's a whole lot more in that, you know, than just frequency and all that, man. It gets really technical as far as tuning is concerned. But the best I can tell you is you want the best, highest RPM at the lowest output power to give you the best performance. Alright, so yeah, anyway, we'll talk about that more later. Back to tools that everyone should have. Obviously, screwdrivers, wire cutters, dikes, which are side cutters, crimps, little picks like this come in handy. I said a meter already. All types of tips and Allen keys you should have, because there's all different types of Allen keys, star bits, even locking bits that you'll need special tips for. Let's see. This comes in handy. Temperature gun. So you know, you can check the temperature on your pack, check the temperature on your motor. These little alligator leads, man, they really come in handy for when, let's say, you're installing a new controller on a bike and you're hardwiring, so you don't actually have to strip and make permanent connections. You can use those little alligator clip leads to make temporary connections, and man, that saves you a lot. Damn, can't think of the name of this damn thing right now. My usual brain freeze. But anyway, damn, it's a camera that has that long cord on it that you can use to see in places that you can't get in. Some kind of shit. That's a damn shame, man. Don't get old, guys. As soon as I finish this video, I know what the hell to call this thing. But anyway, man, like I said, you can use it to look in tight spots. It comes in handy a lot. Sometimes you don't have to take something apart just because you have this. You stick the little camera in the hole, and yeah, that comes in handy. You don't have to have that though. Some kind of scope or something. Shit, man. Damn it. I hate when that happens. Let's see. That stand right there comes in handy. If you're working on bikes, you need some type of bike stand. That one you can do a lot with it. Kinda lock it. This stand right here, the rear wheel stand, motorcycle stand, to get that rear wheel off the ground so the wheel can spin. You can do motor tune, not tune, but hall sensor test and all that kind of stuff. You can do that because you got to have the wheel off the ground. It's just nice to be able to lift that wheel up instead of trying to hold your bike up and lean it over on the kickstand and all that. Obviously, you should have all types of sockets. Let's see. I said about the soldering iron. Definitely need one of those. That's just mainly the basic stuff that you should have working on e-bikes. And even more importantly than that, you should have the patience to do some research, okay? Do some research, man. Watch videos, learn all you can learn. That is the most important thing, okay? That's pretty much it. I'll holler at you guys later. I gotta get back to work, man. I gotta finish wiring up this bike so I can get up out of here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Can't think of nothing else. You guys have a good one. It's a nice day. And one thing, let me tell you guys, don't do this, all right? Because this irks the shit out of me. Now, I'm never claiming that I know everything, okay? I always say it, I know a little bit about electronics. It helps me in learning this e-bike stuff, okay? So, while I don't have a lot of experience in e-bikes, obviously, when it comes to equipment, brands, companies, manufacturers, I'm still learning. about that, and who makes the best this, who makes the best that, just like everybody else. But trust me when I say I do my own research, okay? I research myself. Therefore, I don't need people trying to tell me stuff. You know what I mean? If I'm not asking a question, don't come in my comment section trying to school me on my DIY channel, okay? I hate when people do that. Attempt to come on my channel in my comment section and try to shine on me, on my damn channel. If you are all that and you know more than me, you don't need to be watching my channel. You need to start your own damn channel. Alright, that's all I'm saying. When I need to know something, I'm going to look it up. I know how to research and find out information that I need to know. I don't need somebody coming in my comment section trying to tell me what to do. Alright, I don't like that. Now, if I ask, does anybody know about this or anybody know about that, then yes, I appreciate the info. Other than that, I know how to research and go find information on my own. You know, I got all these damn scientists and engineers in my comment section, yet they ain't making no videos, they ain't got no fast bikes, or none of that. So, if you now, if you do have a fast bike or making videos and everybody knows who you are, then obviously I don't mind you telling me something. But if you got a profile that ain't even a picture of you and nothing on your YouTube channel, I don't need you coming in my comment section telling me a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Post your bike and post your bike whipping ass and, you know, prove that you built it on your own, and I'll give you the respect you looking for. But don't come in there with that bullshit. Alright, y'all. Put it on y'all later. Deuces. We out. Alright, real quick, E-World. I know it's kind of dark in here, but I just wanted to dim the lights so I can give you an update on this RZ light system fix. So first of all, remember the display used to stay on all the time, so we got that with the key now. All right, we didn't have any flashers or turn signals because all that was burned out. So even though I don't have the turn signals mounted, I got them stuck up there. You'll see them working. All right, that's left turn signal, left turn signal, right turn signal, right turn signal over there. We'll do hazards. Stop the hazards. We'll turn on the headlight. It's the headlight. We're still going to need a brake light. I knew that brake light wasn't no good. It couldn't have been if it was on 72 volts, but I couldn't remember once I unhooked everything, so I didn't get a brake light. Right now I got my test light up there, so you can see when I squeeze on the brake handle up here, if the brake light was working, it would come on right there. Also the running lights, if I move the test light over to there, that's the running lights. If I cut them off, it goes off. Running lights, you would have brake light on running light. And yeah, but anyway, there it is. So yeah, all the lights are working. So let me go ahead and hold on for a minute. Let me turn these lights back on in here. Okay, I just wanted you to be able to see see what was going on because it's too bright. Can't see the LED back there for my little brake light when I got all the lights on. But as you can see, we did clean the wiring up. We got a QS8 connector down there, and like I said, 80 amp controller, so that'll be fine. We also got circuit breaker on there now. That's going to be mounted down on the side right there so you can reach your hand under there. We just you know, wanted to show one. Well, we haven't mounted it yet, but yeah, it looks a little better down in there. All the lights are working. Gotta mount the switch back over here. Even on the dash, turn signals is working on the display, I mean. See, and so yeah, everything's good to go. Really probably could have used some headlights too, because those headlights are kind of bluish, but I mean, they do what they do. I mean, yeah. Let me see something. I think the high beam switch in there is broke. Yeah, the little switch is gone. Let me see if I can move it with my finger or stick something down in there. I knew I should have got a switch too, but we were trying to cut costs. Sometimes you can't cut costs. Anyway, probably need some new bulbs in there. But anyway, that's it. All right, y'all, we out. Peace.